Imagine for a moment that you are sitting in your living room, having a private conversation with a family member about your finances, your health, or perhaps a business idea you have been dreaming about. Now imagine there is a silent observer in the corner of the room with a notebook. They aren't just listening, they are analyzing every word, connecting it to your past conversations, tracking your mood, and building a psychological profile of you that is more accurate than what your closest friends know. Most people would find this absolutely terrifying. Yet, this is exactly what happens every single time you hit send or receive on a Gmail account. As we move toward the year 2026, the reality of digital privacy has shifted from a theoretical concern to a full-blown emergency. Google has officially crossed a line that many thought was uncrossable. They have started using advanced artificial intelligence to read, analyze, and internalize the content of every single email passing through their servers. Not just for spam filters, not just for basic organization, but to feed an insatiable machine learning engine that knows you better than you know yourself. If you are still using Gmail in 2026, you aren't just a user. You are the raw material for a global data experiment. Today, we are going to tear back the curtain on why you need to stop using Gmail immediately. And, more importantly, I am going to give you the free fix that will take back your digital sovereignty in less than 10 minutes. The problem started subtly. Years ago, Google claimed they stopped scanning emails for the purpose of serving ads. The public breathed a collective sigh of relief, thinking the privacy battle had been won. But in the world of big tech, nothing is ever truly deleted or forgotten. The goal simply shifted from selling your data to advertisers, to using your data to train their most powerful asset, Gemini, their flagship artificial intelligence. In 2026, Google's integration of AI into every facet of its ecosystem means that your private correspondence is now being used to teach a machine how humans think, feel, and plan. When you write an email to your doctor, the AI is learning about medical trends. When you email your accountant, the AI is learning about market shifts. When you talk to your partner about a breakup or a new job, the AI is learning the nuances of human emotion. This isn't just metadata. This is the core of your private life being fed into a central brain that you do not control and can never escape. Many people argue that they have nothing to hide. This is the most dangerous myth in the digital age. Privacy isn't about hiding something wrong. It's about protecting your autonomy. When a giant corporation has a complete history of your thoughts and interactions over the course of a decade, they have the power to influence your decisions in ways you can't even perceive. This is the concept of algorithmic manipulation. By reading your emails, Google knows when you are vulnerable, when you are wealthy, when you are desperate, and when you are looking for change. In 2026, this data is being used to tune the information you see across the entire internet. Your search results, your YouTube recommendations, and even the prices you see for flights or insurance are being subtly nudged based on the private information tucked away in your inbox. Gmail is no longer just a mailbox. It is a window into your soul that Google uses to build a glass cage around your digital experience. But it gets even deeper. We have to talk about the security risks of having one company hold the keys to your entire digital identity. For most people, their Gmail account is the master key. It is linked to your bank, your social media, your government services, and your secondary recovery accounts. If Google decides to lock your account because an algorithm flagged a single sentence in a private email as a policy violation, you lose everything. There is no customer support number to call. Your digital life is simply gone. We have seen countless stories of people losing decades of photos, documents, and access to their finances because an automated system misinterpreted a private file or email. By staying in the Gmail ecosystem in 2026, you are putting your entire life at the mercy of a robotic judge that doesn't offer an appeal process. So why 2026? Why is this the tipping point? It's because the technology has finally caught up to the ambition. In the past, reading everyone's emails was computationally expensive. It was hard to extract decentralized meaning from billions of messages. But with the current generation of large language models, it is now incredibly cheap and easy for Google to process every single byte of text. They have moved from keyword matching to deep semantic understanding. They aren't just looking for the word car to show you an ad for a Ford. They are understanding that you are frustrated with your current vehicle's reliability, that you are considering an electric model, and that you are worried about your credit score. This level of insight is unprecedented in human history, and it is being harvested without your explicit consent for every new update. Now let's look at the infrastructure of Gmail itself. It was built in an era where the internet was a much friendlier place. Today, it is a legacy system that prioritizes data collection over user protection. While Google boasts about its security, keep in mind that they are protecting their access to your data, not your privacy from them. True privacy requires something called end-to-end encryption. In an end-to-end encrypted system, only the sender and the receiver have the keys to read the message. Even the service provider, the company running the servers, cannot see the content. Gmail refuses to implement this by default for the general public because it would destroy their business model. If they can't read your emails, they can't train their AI. If they can't train their AI, they lose the race against their competitors. Your privacy is the sacrifice they are willing to make to stay on top of the stock market. The psychological toll of this constant surveillance is also something we need to consider. There is a phenomenon called the chilling effect. When people know they are being watched, they change their behavior. They become more guarded, less creative, and more conforming. Even if you don't think you are changing, the subconscious knowledge that a corporate entity is cataloging your every thought via email creates a subtle pressure to stay within the lines. In 2026, as AI becomes more integrated into our lives, this pressure will only increase. We are losing the private spaces that allowed for the free exchange of radical ideas, personal growth, and vulnerable connection. By moving away from Gmail, you are reclaiming a space where you can truly be yourself without it being stored in a permanent data center in Nevada. Let's talk about the free fix. Many people feel trapped in Gmail because they think moving is too hard. They have 10 years of emails, hundreds of contacts, and dozens of services linked to that one address. I'm here to tell you that the migration process is easier than it has ever been. The first step is to choose a provider that actually respects your privacy. There are several services out there that offer free tiers and are built on the principle of zero access. This means they physically cannot read your emails even if they wanted to or were forced to by a third party. One of the industry leaders in this space is Proton Mail, based in Switzerland. They benefit from some of the strongest privacy laws in the world. Another fantastic option is Tuta, formerly known as Tutanota, founded in Germany with a heavy focus on open-source security. The beauty of these providers in 2026 is that they have built easy import tools. You don't have to manually move your messages. You can simply link your old Gmail account, and their secure servers will pull over your folders, your contacts, and your history. Once the data is on a secure provider, it is encrypted with your private key. Even the engineers at Proton or Tuta cannot see what you moved. This is the standard of care that we should all demand in 2026. It isn't just about being a tech enthusiast, it's about basic human dignity in the digital age. But wait, what about your old email address? This is the biggest hurdle for most people. They worry they will miss important emails if they switch. The solution is simple and free. Set up a forwarder. You can keep your Gmail account active but empty. You set up a rule that automatically forwards every incoming message to your new secure address and then deletes the copy on Google's servers. This gives you a transition period. Whenever you receive a forwarded email, you simply log into that service, whether it's your bank or your favorite newsletter, and update your email to the new secure one. Within a few months, your Gmail account will be a ghost town, and your new secure inbox will be the hub of your digital life. This move also protects you against the future of data breaches. Google is a massive target. While they have incredible security teams, no fortress is impregnable. If a breach occurs at a company that doesn't encrypt your data at rest, your entire history is exposed to the dark web. However, if you use a secure provider that uses zero-access encryption, even if their servers are breached, the hackers only get a pile of garbled, unreadable code. Your messages remain safe because the keys to unlock them are only on your devices. This is the kind of peace of mind that allows you to sleep better in an era where cyber attacks are becoming more frequent and sophisticated. We also need to address the myth of the free service. We have all heard the saying that if you aren't paying for the product, you are the product. Gmail is free because your data is worth thousands of dollars to Google over your lifetime. By choosing a provider that has a paid tier, you are opting into a transparent business model. These companies make money by providing a service to you, not by selling you out to the highest bidder or using you as a lab rat for AI training. Even their free tiers are subsidized by users who pay for extra storage or business features. This creates an alignment of interests. The company wants to keep you happy and secure because you are the one they answer to, not a board of advertisers. Furthermore, moving away from Gmail is a vote for a more decentralized and healthy internet. When one or two companies control the vast majority of human communication, they become unofficial gatekeepers of truth and speech. By moving to a smaller, privacy-focused provider, you are supporting competition and diversity in the tech ecosystem. This is vital for the long-term health of the web. We don't want a future where there is only one way to send a message, or one way to search for information. Every person who leaves Gmail for a secure alternative is helping to build a more resilient and democratic digital world. As we look toward 2026, we are seeing the rise of professional and social consequences for poor digital hygiene. Just as you wouldn't walk around with your social security number pinned to your shirt, having a non-encrypted email for sensitive business or personal communication is becoming a liability. Employers, partners, and even friends are starting to value secure communication channels. Using an encrypted provider shows that you are a person who takes security seriously and who understands the value of information. It is a mark of digital maturity. Let's address the AI aspect one more time, because it is truly the most pressing reason to leave. Google's AI doesn't just read your emails to solve your problems, it reads them to predict your future. This is what Shoshana Zuboff calls surveillance capitalism. The goal is to collect enough data to predict what you will do next and, eventually, to ensure that you do what is most profitable for the system. This might sound like a conspiracy theory, but it is the stated goal of behavioral engineering teams within big tech companies. If you give them access to your email, you are giving them the source code to your decision-making process. Breaking free from Gmail in 2026 is like taking back the steering wheel of your own life. It is an act of defiance against a system that wants to turn you into a predictable set of data points. The transition to a new provider also gives you a chance to do some digital decluttering. We all have thousands of unread newsletters, old coupons, and notifications from apps we haven't used in years. When you migrate, you can choose to only bring over what matters. It's like moving into a new architectural masterpiece of a home, after living in a cluttered, dusty warehouse. Your new secure inbox will be clean, organized, and focused on what actually matters to you. Most of these providers also offer integrated calendars and file storage, so you don't lose any functionality during the switch. Think about the children growing up today. They have never known a world without constant surveillance. By making the switch now, you are setting an example for the next generation. You are showing them that privacy is a right that must be actively defended, not a relic of the past that can be traded away for convenience. If we all stay in the Gmail ecosystem, we are signaling to the world that we have given up. But if we move, we show that there is a market for ethics, for privacy, and for human rights in tech. The fix I am proposing is free, fast, and permanent. You don't need to be a computer scientist to do it. You just need to possess the will to take back your data. Go to a site like Proton or Tuta, sign up for a free account, and use their import tool. Set up the forwarding on your Gmail, and you are 90% of the way there. Every time you update an old account with your new email, you are cutting a thread that ties you to the Google surveillance machine. It feels incredible once you realize that your private thoughts are finally private again. In 2026, the world is going to be more connected than ever. The velocity of information is increasing, and the power of artificial intelligence is growing exponentially every single month. In this fast-paced environment, your email address is your digital anchor. Make sure that anchor is dropped in safe, sovereign territory, not in a corporate data farm where you are being harvested for parts. The convenience of Gmail is a honey trap designed to keep you inside the walls. But the walls are getting thinner, and the eyes watching you are getting sharper. We must also consider the legal landscape. Laws change, and governments come and go. If your data is sitting in a plain text format on Google's servers, it can be subpoenaed or accessed through various legal instruments without you ever knowing. However, if your data is encrypted with a key that only you hold, the legal process becomes much more complex for those trying to peek into your life. You are essentially adding a layer of physical protection to your digital thoughts. This isn't about being anti-government. It's about maintaining the traditional boundaries between the state, the corporation, and the individual. The year 2026 is not that far away. The changes I am describing are already being implemented in beta tests and updated terms of service agreements that most people click through without reading. When you see a pop-up asking you to opt into new AI features in your inbox, Know that it is a polite way of asking if they can use your life to train their bot. By saying no and moving to a secure provider, you are reclaiming your power. You are saying that your life is not training data. You are saying that your privacy is not for sale. I want you to think about the most important email you have ever sent. Maybe it was a love letter, a job application, a whistleblowing report, or a message of support to a friend in need. Now ask yourself if you would have sent that same message if you knew that an AI was recording the sentiment, the timing, and the content to better understand how to influence your future behavior. Most of us would hesitate. That hesitation is the loss of freedom. We deserve a digital world where we can communicate with total confidence. That world exists, but it's not inside the Gmail ecosystem. Taking the leap might feel daunting, but the community of people moving toward privacy is growing every day. You aren't alone in this. There are millions of us who have already made the switch and realized that the grass really is greener on the other side. There is a sense of lightness that comes with knowing your inbox is truly yours. No more targeted ads based on your private conversations, no more AI summaries of your personal life, and no more fear of losing your entire digital identity to a faceless algorithm. So here is your call to action. Don't wait until 2026 to find out that your data has been fully integrated into the machine. Start the process today. It takes less time than watching a movie, and the benefits will last for the rest of your life. Choose a secure provider, move your data, and turn off the lights at Gmail. Your future self will thank you for having the foresight to protect what is rightfully yours. We are at a crossroads in the history of the internet. One path leads to total corporate surveillance, and the other leads to a decentralized, encrypted, and free future. By leaving Gmail, you are choosing the path of freedom. Let's make 2026 the year we finally took our privacy back. It's time to stop being the product and start being the user again. The tools are ready. The process is simple, and the urgency has never been higher. Secure your world, protect your thoughts, and move your email today.